Welcome, I'm Otmar de Bruin from Leaves with Hugs, and today I thought let's do something totally different. So I bought a yixing teapot from AliExpress for only 13 euros, including shipping. So here it is. And in this video, I'm trying to figure out if this teapot is any good. Normally the teapots I have are 100 euros plus, handmade or semi-half-made. And I want to compare this teapot against those. Have I been putting my money into the wrong things? Is a 13 euro teapot better than one from, let's say, 150? I want to judge this teapot on a few things, which is going to be looks, function, safety, and taste. So I am really excited about this one, but I'm also sort of dreading it. Am I sensitive enough to even perceive the difference in quality between a low quality $13 teapot and a higher quality $150 teapot? What if my whole collection is worth nothing because they're all the same to me? So really excited, but also what is going to happen? So let's get to the first order of business, which is looks. It does look like a yixing teapot. It doesn't look like one of the really cheap yixing teapots that I've seen in Taiwan and China, which are sold for a couple of euros. It does look a little bit more like the real deal. I do see that the clay is sort of rough and there hasn't been that much attention to detail. There are some, not tool marks, but you see in the handle, it is more noticeable when you see it in real life, but it could be smoothed down a little bit more than it is. The spout looks a little bit tiny, and the biggest thing that I have against this teapot in the looks department is the carvings. The carvings, I don't like carvings that much on teapots, and this one sort of looks like I could have made the carvings on it, which is not a good thing because I'm not an artist in any way or form. But then again, if you look at it, it is, pretty decent for something for 13 euros. Still can't wrap my head around it, and it doesn't look like it's sort of mass produced in a way that I see other teapots made. So yeah, surprisingly good for its price, but other than that, yeah, not really blown away by it. Which of course, 13 euros, like come on. So let's take a look at our next point, which is function. Well, this teapot actually does function reasonably well, but it's a really slow pour. And the water that comes out of it is sort of uninspiringly, it doesn't want to flow freely. There's no real force behind it. So it sort of dribbles out very calm and uninspiringly. Balance is a little bit off. It's a little bit to the front, which doesn't make it nice to use. And the handle on top, it is pretty thin, which is also part of the design of this teapot, I know, but yeah, I just wish it would be a little bit thicker, then it would be easier and nicer to use. So then again, for 13 euros, this is a steal, but doesn't handle as nicely as I would want it to. So let's take a look at our next point, which is safety. Well, yixing clay is a sort of weird clay in that it is used without a glaze. So your tea is in direct contact with this clay. If there are any heavy metals in there, the heavy metals will dissolve into your water and into your tea and then into your body, which is not a good thing. Yixing is naturally heavy metal free, but I do not know if this clay is real yixing. Well, I'll probably take the bet that it's not. So, not knowing where it comes from, I would not drink from this teapot every day. I would much rather pay a little bit more and get a teapot which I know is real yixing clay that I can drink of every day than have a company that clearly cut all corners to make a teapot as cheap as possible. for me to drink of. I would not want that into my body. But then again, I have read some AliExpress reviews and people haven't instantly died from it. So I'm pretty okay with drinking out of this teapot for a couple of times, but I would not use this for a lifetime. I would not have my kids drink from it. I would not have guests over and drink from this teapot. Get a nice teapot from a respected seller and not have to deal with the issues of having a teapot that I don't know if it has any metals in there. It's weird, isn't it? Ooh. Now the moment we've all been waiting for, the taste test. So I've paired this teapot with another teapot of mine, which is really nice. It comes from a studio which makes teapots for tea and not just to look at. It has some really good clay. It's not their best clay, but it's a really good one. And I haven't used it that much, which I think is a real nice comparison because this is also unused. I have cleaned them both thoroughly. So let's try and see if I can tell the difference. If I'm gonna throw up, or if they are any good. I have no idea what is gonna happen. All the tests that I've done with this teapot are done with water, not with boiling water, so I am just excited to see what is going to happen. So tea is already in the teapots. Let's try. Here we go. So in this one, it's pretty much what I expect. I drink this tea a lot. I know what it is about. It's pretty dry. Yeah, this one is more moistening my mouth. The other one is sort of drying it out, the cheaper one. Let's try and reverse arms. So I know from experience, drinking from my right hand is always a bit more edgy and not as nice than drinking from my left hand. That's why I switched arms. And I am noticing that it was sort of more even when the cheaper one was in my left hand. Right now it's not good. My left hand it's nice, it's smooth, it's moistening my mouth, and my right hand, it's just drawing away moisture from my mouth instead of adding to it. And it's not a nice feeling. I would definitely say it's not good for tea. But I want to put myself really to the test. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask my girlfriend to switch the cups and let me taste blindly which cup is which, because I want to make sure that I'm not sort of biased in any way. So let's see if I can do this sort of blindfolded. So one of these is the cheap one. My first reaction would be this one. And I'm definitely right. It's this one. Am I right?
Yes.
I am right. So yeah, in a blind test, I can tell the difference and it's pretty striking. So I would say, taste-wise, not so good. So in summary, we have found out that this teapot doesn't look or is as well finished as I would want to. It doesn't function as I would. It pours way too slow. It is of questionable safety, and the tea out of it is not good, which I'm really glad that I was able to taste it, but yeah, it was there. So I would not recommend drinking from this teapot. I would not recommend buying it, other than if you would use this teapot sort of as your, I don't know, collection piece, thing to look at, then it might be okay. But then again, I don't like the way it looks, so I would just say save up, get something really good. A good rule to follow is if it's under $100 or euros, it's probably not that good. get something from a reputable seller. I don't even sell yixing teapots at this moment. I might in the future. I'm still sort of working on it. So I don't know, do with it what you want. I had a lot of fun trying this and doing this and making this video. If you like this video, please let me know with a thumbs up or subscribe, so I know that I'm doing a nice job and you are enjoying this. And other than that, I will leave you with a hug. Bye bye.